go. Facebook. Go live. Pull up the YouTube. Turn off the sound so I don't have to hear you twice. That's a bad thing when I have to hear you twice. There we go. We're up and rolling. Alrighty. You know what time it is, Donnie Mac.
What time is it?
It's time for the greatest sports podcast around. It is 863 Sports Podcast. You got me, the famous Marshentime. You got Donnie Mac over there with his family. It's NFL Day, Donnie Mac. It is the start of the NFL full-on games, baby. Let's go. The first
This
NFL Sunday.
the self-proclaimed famous Martian.
I am.
Good to see you, man. Good. Hey, it's good to see a famous person. You know.
Yeah, I know you're not used to it, buddy. So
I'm not. I'm not. I'm a little starstruck right now. So.
You're a funny guy. You're a funny guy, buddy. Listen, it's NFL season, Donnie Mac. We already had two games. We had Thursday night. We had Friday night. Thursday night came a lot closer than we thought, honestly. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be a close game.
Yeah.
Friday night, I mean, honestly, I felt like the Chargers dominated the Kansas City Chiefs pretty much the whole game.
Yeah. It pretty much looked like it. I mean, barring a few drops here and there, the Chargers did. They looked pretty much in sync. They were ready to go, Marshentime.
Yeah, I mean, literally. But listen, I will admit, Travis Kelce put out one of the hardest hits on his own player and took out Xavier Worthy in the third play. I was like, man, he must already be thinking about
Taylor Swift
or something.
And that's a big hit for Kansas City because they were really counting on Xavier
100%.
to help in that receiving.
Especially with Rice going down, man.
So and you're losing the first division game, game of the season, right off the rip, and to a team like that, losing a player like that, you can't afford to do that. All that can't happen in one night. The way it did, and do we have any disclosure on what's going on with Xavier Worthy? What is actually
I didn't see
his injury?
I know they said it definitely dislocated his shoulder, but I don't know how severe it was. To get any information on that one, we'll have to see. And I know the guy I was playing was starting him, so I felt pretty good about it.
Well, yeah, that works. That works. Well, I had Isaiah Pacheco, and I started him in my other league that I'm in, and that didn't pan out too well neither. So,
man, listen. I mean, I like Pacheco, but he is not an every down back to me. My man just can't. He cannot do that. He can do a couple plays here and there, and he'll make great plays, but he's not an every down back.
No, I'm not. Well, when I got him, I'm not looking for him to be an every down back. I'm looking for him to catch footballs and run with it. That's what I was looking for, and that's what it looks like. It might have to develop into them going more into the receiving game with Pacheco because I think he's stellar in that game. I think he's got really good hands and he can move. He's very shifty. And if they start doing that and get him in the screens like they used to with Kelce, draw up special plays for Kelce on the tight end screens and get him out in space, that's when I can start. Other than that, I'm not going to start him anymore until I start seeing some kind of development. But I will hang on to him just because of the fact of Worthy and the injuries. And Rice still does not come back off of his six game suspension. So, Kansas City, I'm a little worried about them. Andy Reid is Andy Reid. They'll get the ship right. They'll be competitive. But how it's going to look kind of different.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? The Kansas City Chiefs did look well-oiled in that kicking game because at the end of that half, man, they rushed Harrison Butker out there with 12 seconds and he drilled the 50-yarder. I mean, he drilled it. That was actually pretty impressive, honestly.
They're definitely practicing what they need to be practicing, and they executed that. That's good coaching. You know what I mean? You don't do something like that on opening night unless you practice it during the off-season and training camp numerous times, and that's why they practiced it right there. Yeah, very impressive. Ready, You're right. You're very
ready.
And I will say this. You and I both called the Chargers to win this game. We're in a pool. We both called the Chargers to win this game. But the amount of field goals in this game. I think I called 3 field goals in this game, and I hit that on the nose. I knew it was going to be like a 3 field goal
I
type
think
game.
Dicker hit 3 himself, man. I think it was quite a few field goals.
Yeah, he
So,
got 2 of them. Dicker had one over 50, and the kicker for Butker, he had one over 50 too.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
that
there were
one
some big
there,
field goals.
but it was pretty cool to see that formation and then line it up and do that like that first
I
game of the
mean,
year.
tremendously quickly, too. I mean, it was good. So, I mean, I can't say anything about it. I mean, it looked good. Kansas City, I mean, Mahomes still did Mahomes things. He's still throwing balls over his head somehow, falling down to the ground, and still making. How does this guy do this? He's just a freak of nature.
Well, the one thing that stood out to me too as I watched that game is the way he was looking for contact too at the end of plays. That's kind of dangerous.
Mm,
When he starts doing it, did you see that? There
I
was
did.
twice. The one defender held up on the second one and he ran into him. Now, what that sends a message to the rest of the football league.
Mm,
That's what that does. And these defenders are not going to hold up at the end of these plays when they're seeing him do that. They're going to knock his block off. And it's going to get very dangerous if he continues to do that. That's what I'm
my
worried about.
my whole issue is if that defender would have went out and Mahomes would have stepped out of bounds, there would have been a penalty on that flag.
There would have been.
And that's what worries me, man. I don't like it because it's like
There
a
would have.
sneaky hit because it looked like he was going out of bounds to me too. And if I was a defender, I wouldn't have tried to hit him because
And that's
I'd have been
exactly
throwing
what
a flag
happened.
on.
That's
That's exactly what happened,
happened.
man. You can see
And
that defender literally hold up and stop because Mahomes looked like he was going out of bounds.
that's exactly what he did. He did what he was supposed to do, and then he did that. That's why I said that's going to be dangerous in the future because the
Yep.
rest of the NFL. I mean, this is Patrick Mahomes. You're
Yep.
damn right. The rest of the defenders in the league is watching what he was doing, especially in that division. And another thing I'll point out is the defender that hit Kelsey with the open hand slap did not get ejected,
He
which
did
was
not.
that was
He hit
surprising.
batted a couple balls later on in that game too. So
Yes, he did. That was a big
yeah.
factor in that game, and he didn't get ejected because it was an open hand slap. It was a violent hit, is what it was.
It was a little. I was kind of shocked. I'm going to be honest.
I was too.
kind of shocked.
Being against Kansas City and they didn't eject him, I was utterly flabbergasted when that happened.
Yeah, I was. And especially after the Jalen Carter thing, getting ejected in
Yeah.
Thursday. You know, listen, man. I mean, NFL players, you got to be smarter than that. Like some people are just being stupid. Like you're out there, you know what's going to happen. You know there's going to be taunting. You know there's going to be trash talk.
Yep.
Don't be stupid.
And a guy like Jalen Carter, I mean, of his stature, it's not like he's a rookie.
No.
I mean, he's been doing this for a couple of years, Marshentime, and he's a big factor on that defense, man.
Especially after that defense lost a lot of players in the free agency.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta be there for your team, man. That just hurts your team so much. And you could tell that first drive, Dallas went right where he was supposed to be at.
Yep.
I mean, you could tell they went right to it.
Well, let me ask you this, Marshentime. Micah Parsons not being there for Dallas, and then that happens before the initial game starts. Does that balance the score? Is that why Dallas was able to hang in that game like that?
It's probably a good possibility, honestly, because their defense wasn't as good. And listen, if CeeDee Lamb makes a couple extra catches,
that's true too.
Dallas very well possibly wins this game.
That's very true. But I
I
mean, you did point it out. He had 7 for 110. I mean, what else you want an all-star to do? You want him to catch that one that matters. That's what you want him to do.
That one, there was one especially that he should have had. The one that he laid out for, that's a hard catch. I mean, he was laid out, full extended. I don't blame him for dropping that one. That one would have been just an amazing catch. The first one, I mean, he had it in his basket. It hit him perfectly. There was no reason to drop that ball.
No, there's not. And George Pickens showed who he really is. He is who we thought he was. He was nowhere to be seen. And the only thing we see from him is that's it, a bunch of dramatics. And CeeDee Lamb is out there performing. That's what he's trying to do. I mean, Dallas has just got a knack for getting the right characters over there, man. They just really do.
Well, they seem to always stem from Pittsburgh. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh, yeah.
Pittsburgh
Wallace,
seems to breed
Antonio Brown.
It's kind of weird, man.
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They just seem to breed prima donnas. Even Mike Wallace.
Mike
Wallace?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a prima donna.
That's what's the first one I just said.
Issues, man.
Yeah. And he calmed down when he went down to Miami. He was worse.
He did.
Up in Pittsburgh.
Yep. 10 times worse. Even Plexico Burress, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
When he was in Pittsburgh, he was a prima donna.
Yes, he did.
It's crazy, man.
Then he goes to the Giants, and they don't have that
calm
problem.
Down. Exactly. I'm telling you, man. I don't know if it's Mike Tomlin. I don't know. Pittsburgh better watch out for that because, Pittsburgh just seems to be breeding.
Well, now that we're talking about that and talking about Pittsburgh, they got a matchup today, quarterback swapping teams. Tomlin made all these moves in the offseason. He's 100% on the hot seat, isn't he?
You would think so. He's been 500 for like the last 6 or 7 years.
Right.
It's
although he has
unless the Steelers are, happy with, mediocrity. If they're happy with mediocrity, hey, let him keep his job.
And it doesn't make him look like a genius if they turn it around and make a deep run into the playoffs.
I don't think they make a deep run in the playoffs. I just don't see
it. Whether we think they do or not, theoretically speaking, if they do, does that make him look better?
Maybe a little bit, but man, he just had so many bad years back to back to back to back. They drafted Kenny Pickett. They said he was supposed to be the savior.
That's
he
true.
Obviously failed, went flat on his face. And they had that offensive coordinator they held on for way too long.
Yeah,
I can't say that he looks like a genius no matter what.
That they cut in the middle of the season last year, right? Exactly, because look at the quarterback shuffle just from last year to this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely nuts. And
last year they brought in Russell Wilson, they brought in Justin Fields, and they were doing better with Justin Fields, and they bring in Russell Wilson and absolutely fall flat on their face again. Again, Mike Tomlin doesn't make these great choices. He seems to have a guy, and he's like, this is my guy. He's gonna stick with him no matter what.
If they fall flat,
man, do what's best for your team. I don't care what you think. Do what you see what's out there on the field. You see who's playing better. Why are you gonna go? Oh, this is my guy. He's got to start. No.
I'll tell you what though, Marshentime. If they fall flat this year, I don't think we see Tomlin there next year. I really don't.
Man, he's been a great coach for years and years.
He has, and somebody else will give him a shot.
Changing enough that's maybe making it harder for him to coach.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just like the college football world, how it started changing, and that's when you're with a team for 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, speaking of college football, man, is there anybody more on the hot seat than Billy Napier right now?
He's pretty much
losing to USF.
Yeah, he's pretty much he's on the hot seat right now. But I will say this: USF is no slouch. If anybody's watched that team, I love
USF. They
fight
hard.
This offseason.
They go crazy, but you're the University of Florida. You're the 14th ranked team, or not? I think they were 12th ranked team.
They were 12th.
Yeah. And they DJ Lagway looked flat. He looked horrible.
He didn't look good at all.
And I like DJ. I thought Florida was going to go to the national championship.
I did too. I thought they were going to make a good run.
Now they just look like, you just proved me wrong. Never mind, Lagway, you suck.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
I had him pushing for that bracket we did. I didn't have him making it, but I had him pushing for that bracket in the SEC. But a game like that, they got to win. They got to win at Marshentime.
Yeah, especially with the schedule they got. They have a tough schedule.
Oh yeah.
And now you're tumbling down. That's gonna be scary, man. I don't know about Florida now. I don't know.
What about the Oklahoma-Michigan game? What did you think about that game?
Michigan disappointed me. We're just gonna leave it at that. I bet on Michigan. So
I'm sorry, Marshentime. You should have listened to me, my man. You should have listened,
man. My friend, she convinced me. She, I was like, all right, I'm trusting you. She just let me down, and now Michigan's on my shit list now too. I'm rooting for Ohio State from now on.
Boy, Michigan, they were some phonies going into that one there.
They were. They looked horrible.
Yeah,
Bryce Underwood made horrible decisions, horrible throws.
That was very questionable game for them. Very questionable game.
I guess Oklahoma, and I think Oklahoma's overrated as well. But
I do too.
I
do too, and we said that going into this season when we were doing our bracket. We both said that Oklahoma was a little overrated.
Yeah.
And if they're beating a team like that, that's ranked that high, that doesn't say a whole lot for that top 25 right now.
100%. And what about Clemson facing Troy and losing 90% of this game? They looked horrible. This has to make LSU look worse now. because Clemson can barely beat Troy, and then
Yeah.
LSU goes and plays Louisiana Tech and barely beats them like 28-6.
But
Like, you guys have got to be kidding me.
yeah,
What
they
is with
struggled.
these teams, man?
That
Is it this
SMU,
bad now?
that SMU and Baylor game was absolutely phenomenal too.
Yeah,
SMU went down to
SMU
Baylor.
put some points, man. They're a
Yeah,
good offense. I said that. I said that, Donnie Mac. I
you
said they're going
did.
to be the ACC champions this year.
Yeah, well, they just lost to Baylor, so
No, they
by
beat Baylor.
no, they lost in overtime by
You
three
sure?
points to
I thought they
Baylor.
won. I thought they
Nope,
ended up winning by 3.
they lost by 3 in overtime. So it's going to be hard for them to pull out that division by taking a loss to an unranked team like that,
Listen,
unless unless Baylor climbs high into the ranking and there's something that we don't know about those Bears.
Baylor's already lost to Auburn, so I don't know if they're going to climb up very high either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And Auburn's not even in the top 25.
Nope.
So,
But you know what? That's one of the only SEC teams that's not. So, I'm just saying. SEC favoritism because Georgia looked bad. Alabama finally did their thing. They did what they were supposed to. Texas A&M really didn't show that look great. LSU looked horrible. Clemson looked. I mean, these top 25 teams are not looking what they're doing, what they're supposed to do against cupcakes. There's a few teams that did do what they were supposed to do. Miami did what they were supposed to do against Bethune-Cookman.
Yep.
Florida State did what they were supposed to do against, East Texas A&M. Alabama did what they were supposed to do. They did what they were supposed to do. Texas kind of did what they were supposed to do, but Arch Manning still looked bad.
He did. I
mean, I'm just saying, man, Arch Manning is not the guy. I'm telling you now, Arch Manning is not the guy for college football. He's not going to be an NFL quarterback. He's not going to be Peyton or Eli unless he has a lot of development.
Well, I think that's the key for him is going to be development. You're talking about his second straight start opening against Ohio State. That had to be hard to do for your first big start, you know what I mean, on the road at that. And then you come back and you play in this game like that, you got to have some kind of jitters. There's got to be a lot going on in his mind. I think he could develop a little bit better, but they got a lot of work ahead of him. They got a lot of work ahead of them. Maybe it's the offensive scheme too. Maybe they need to change that scheme a little bit to suit his strengths rather than trying to make him stronger in a strength that need him in.
We'll have to see, man. Because I've never liked Sarkisian as a head coach, honestly.
Me neither.
So I can't really say anything.
Me neither. Him and Dabo. I've never really been a huge Dabo fan. I think he's been overrated. He had a couple of good recruiting years.
And he had a couple of great quarterbacks.
Yep, and a benefactor of a couple of good Heisman quarterbacks. That's about what he had. And now, like you said, their performance yesterday was absolute. Clemson, I had them in the playoff. I thought they were going to turn it around this year. I'm absolutely sick of them. As sick as them as you are Michigan, Marshentime.
I agree, man. I mean, it's disappointing. But you know what? We talked enough college football because, college football is going to be a lot of things. We're going to do some, fun things with that. We're going to jump into NFL, Donnie Mac. Donnie Mac, you've seen a couple games already, but what are you excited to see today on opening Sunday games? Here we go. What do you got? Who you got?
What I'm excited to see is probably not what everybody else is excited to see.
Ooh, okay.
But right, well. I'm going to start this one with the, I think it's a 4:00 game. Yeah, it's the 4:00 game. Detroit and the Packers. This is the one I'm really interested in seeing.
No, everyone's. What are you talking about? Everyone's
what I mean?
On that game. I'm loving that game.
Everybody's on the Ravens and Bills. I'm loving the Detroit Packers. I think this is going to be the game of the week right here. Detroit and the Packers, because both teams, it's a whole different program right now in 100%. Detroit. And when offense and defensive coordinator, still got that one guy that matters, that head coach. That's a big factor. Okay, they're healthy there. They got everybody back. Aiden Hutchinson's back. Everybody's back. They're ready to roll, just new coordinators. On the other half, Green Bay just got a little bit better on the defensive side, upgrading Michael Parsons. He's got a little bit back issues.
If he plays.
He's going to take a shot, and he's going to play, is what I'm seeing all over the internet this morning.
But how effective will he be? How much will he play?
Well, that's
a huge thing.
How effective he's going to be is Micah Parsons. I think he could be effective in any defense. You just line him up and let him go. He's going to be effective. Now, that back how long will that cortisone shot hang in there?
Mm-hmm.
How many is he going to have to take, and how bad is that back injury? That would be the question. That's kind of where I'm at right now, because he's 100% go and he goes all game. Detroit's going to have a little bit to worry about. But if not, that could change the ball game for them, and Jordan Love could have to air out the ball and see what they got on the offensive side of the ball. So there's a few things that's going on here in this game, and I'm excited to see it.
No, I mean, I agree with that game. I mean, of course, you got Buffalo, Baltimore. Everyone knows about
Yeah.
Buffalo, Baltimore, man. We all know what's going in. There's a game that's kind of sneaky under the radar, though, that I want to talk about. You got the new head coaches going face to face against each other. You got two legend coaches, honestly. Two tremendous coaches in Pete Carroll and Mike Vrabel going head to head with new teams, new offenses, new defenses. I mean, this is going to be exciting, dude. I think the Raiders-Patriots game is going to be one of those sneaky games that I really want to watch. I want to see Genty. I want to see Mike Vrabel's defense. I want to see this. I want to see the new and improved Drake May that everybody's so excited about. I want to see this, man.
I want to see Pete Carroll back in action. That's what I want to see.
I'm telling you. Pete Carroll, Mike Vrabel. I mean, you're talking about two of the best coaches that were, 10 years ago. You're talking about two of the best coaches. Pete Carroll led his team to the Super Bowls. Mike Vrabel's defense was known to be one of the best consistently. I'm excited, man. I'm ready.
Not only that, look what Vrabel was able to do in Tennessee. He took what he had and he rolled it all the way to the AFC Championship. He won the division back to back a couple of years in a row. Big time coaching right there. They did the right thing. And you're talking about this matchup here. This is another one of the matchups I'm excited to see too, Marshentime. That you're talking about a completely different look again. Here you go. Talking about Detroit, Green Bay. Here's a completely different look on these two matchups here too. Big head coach differences, big time player differences, improved differences. You got Stephon Diggs is a full go for New England. There's a lot of exciting stuff going on in this game. And you think about that division. I wanted to drop that. You think about that division, that entire division right there that the Raiders is in has been a big, big change over the last 2 years. True. Huge change. True. Only one thing steady, and that was Andy Reid in Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. That's about it. So that whole division is going to be exciting to watch this year. Marshentime, that's a great pick for that game right there. I'm excited to see that. I'm very excited.
I'm telling you, this game's got some really good, interesting games this week. We got 8 of them back here. We're going to do our picks in a little while. Listen, we're keeping a season tally this year, Donnie Mac. We're keeping a season tally because I want to show at the end of the year that I beat you. So that's what I'm saying right now, right here, right now. We're keeping the season tally this time.
Don't worry, guys. When we get close to the end of the year and he realizes how bad he's getting whipped, he'll forget all about that.
That won't happen, Donnie Mac.
He'll forget all about it.
It's going to be that thing. But listen, there's a couple other good games this week.
There is.
Let
me throw this out to you real quick, Marshentime, before you take off on it, because we got a full game of slate of games behind you there. We'll start picking. But when you think about coming back into action today, we kick off at 1:00. What is one player that you're excited to see come back into action? You're interested to see what's going on. One or two players, whether it be defense, offense. You know what I mean? Comeback player or a player that's looking to improve on his game this year. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
There is one guy, Max Crosby from the Raiders. We know Pete Carroll, man. He had the Legion of Boom in Seattle. He had the defense. He likes defense. Max Crosby is one of the best defensive ends out there. This guy with Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll's going to find some ways for Max Crosby to be disruptive. He's going to have a monstrous year. I'm telling you. He's winning Defensive Player of the Year this year. Max Crosby is winning Defensive Player of the Year.
There you have it, ladies.
I'm excited to see it. I'm ready to see. Now on offense, I'm trying to think of a decent player to want to see. I'm excited about a couple quarterbacks I want to see. But there's really not one person that sticks out in my mind except for Christian McCaffrey. I want to see Christian McCaffrey back on the field. I want to see him healthy. I want to see him do his thing. Because when CMC is healthy, I mean, he's a top 3 back easily. Yeah. It's crazy. He's a crazy athletic, and I want to see him back on the field. I want to see him healthy.
Are you at all worried about that the projected calf injury?
Of course, it is. It's scary, man. It's he didn't play at all last year. Pretty much, he played one game.
He didn't. And it's back to the same issue.
Scary. But when I want to see him healthy, I want to see him out there. Now, are they just saying that because they're trying to limit him before the game so he's healthier? I mean, who knows? We'll see. We'll see it at 4 o'clock. That's pretty much what we're going to see because he's going up against the Seattle. Seattle is not going to be. I don't think going to be that tough this year. I think they're going to be a little bit weaker than people think. I don't think Sam Darnold is going to be able to repeat what he did in Minnesota. As we've seen, Kirk Cousins left Minnesota. He absolutely took a fall off. I think Sam Darnold's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, Seattle invested a lot on offense, not so much on defense. They did through the draft. They got a couple of young players, but it's not something that's going to show up right away.
And let's be honest, they lost their number one receiver in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
Yeah,
I mean, they lost their top two receivers.
Lockett's gone. I think he's in Tennessee now, and we all know DK Metcalf is in Pittsburgh. They did pick up Cooper Kupp, and they still have Jackson Nigba. And they do have Noah Fant at tight end, which is he's no slouch. He can't catch the ball. He's just not very fast. His route running is more of like an Antonio Gates style route running. Yep. He takes a lot of subtle steps. He's not fast, but he can't catch.
No, 100%.
But Sam Darnold can't throw.
He'll make some good catches. Yeah, we'll see. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm a little bit worried about.
I hope he has a good year, and I think Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota is an absolutely phenomenal quarterbacks coach. He's a genius, and I hope that Darnold learns something. And they paid that $80 million for a reason. That's what I hope.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But Donnie Mac, there's a couple games that aren't up here. I only got 8 games. We're gonna do 8 games like we always used to do.
Yeah.
But I left one game out that I got to talk to you about because it's your game. It's the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. Yeah. What do you see happening in this game?
To be honest with you, I picked the Cleveland Browns to win this game, Marshentime, and I'll break it down. I'll break it down why. And you know how Cincinnati, with their slow starts, notorious every year. Sure. The last 2 years they opened, not these last 2 years, but the last 2 seasons that they have opened against the Cleveland Browns have beat them. So they're 0-2 against the Browns in the last couple of openers against the Browns. Now, here's why I picked the Browns. Yeah, Cincinnati signed their defensive end, all that. Trey Anderson, he's there. They got their wide receiver, Joe Burrow. Everybody's up and healthy. It looks good, but that defensive front is just not going to be what they need it to be to get to Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is going to be able to control the clock with Jerome Ford. They're going to run the football, and Flacco is one of the best out of the play action. It's going to freaking kill them with Jerry Jeudy, and it's going to be a lot of defense, pressure. We saw Joe Burrow running in the preseason. That's not going to change. That offensive line still hasn't gotten any better. Okay, it's gotten a little bit better, but I don't have a lot of faith in it. Joe Burrow is going to have a lot of pressure on him, and that's going to cause a little bit of havoc. 17-14, Cleveland wins this game.
Okay, so tight, low-scoring game. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to agree with you, Donnie Mac, but to me, I'm hesitant on Joe Flacco. He is not the guy he used to be. He's getting older. He's an old guy now, man. And Cleveland's
first game of the
year, man. I just don't know.
He's fresh.
Yeah, he's fresh.
He's fresh.
He didn't play at all in the preseason. He didn't play.
He's fresh, man.
He didn't do anything. He's been taking naps on the bench. But you know what? I think it is going to be a tight game. I think the defense of Cleveland's really going to show up. I think Joe Burrow's going to be under pressure, but I think Jamar Chase and T. Higgins is still going to get open. And I think they're going to really feature Chase Brown. Don't be surprised if you see quite a few screens to Chase Brown out of the backfield to kind of get that pressure off of Joe Flacco and get out off the offensive line. And I think Chase Brown's going to make a big difference for you this year. I really do. I think Chase Brown is going to really control this game for you. He's going to have lots of rushing yards, lots of receiving yards. I'm going to give him about 120 total yards today, and Cincinnati's going to win this game 21-14.
Is that because you drafted Jamar Chase?
I know. Listen, man, I love Chase Brown. I really
Is that
do.
because
I love
you
Chase
drafted
Brown.
him?
Listen, man, everybody's saying it. You might as well get on board, Donnie Mac.
I didn't say I didn't like him. I just said they are not winning this game.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. Donnie Mac, are you ready to get into some picks here, buddy?
Let's do it.
Let's start it off, man. You got the Pittsburgh Jets. I'm letting you start it off.
I don't see Miami up here. Is Miami up there? It better be up there.
I don't think I put Miami up here. No, I didn't. I didn't put Miami
up here. Well, if we're going to talk about Cleveland and Cincinnati, we're going to talk about Miami and Indianapolis because that's your team right now. Okay,
But it's Indianapolis, Donnie Mac. That's all I got to say, man.
I'm going to give you a prediction right now. Okay,
right. Hit me with it.
Tua Tagovailoa throws for 5 touchdowns in this game.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's against a crappy team.
300 yards, 5 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill does not catch one of them.
Ooh. Okay. Man. No, I agree. The Dolphins are going to dominate this game. It's the Indianapolis Colts, man. The Indianapolis Colts have Daniel Jones as their quarterback. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Daniel Jones. They're going to try to run the ball, but Miami's front seven is a beast. Their front seven is probably one of the best front sevens in the league. I just see Miami dominating this game. I feel like they win by probably 2 touchdowns. It's not going to be a good game.
And this is in Indianapolis?
This is in Indianapolis, yes, sir.
This is in Indianapolis. So I think that they'll definitely win. I don't know if they'll win by that much. I don't know anything about that Miami defensive line, to be honest with you. I don't know a whole lot about their defense, period, because I love their offense. That's what everybody knows about this team, is their offense. But the receiving core in Indianapolis is pretty good. So if they get
but they got Daniel Jones throwing the ball.
Yeah, and how good he's gotten, I don't know. They paid $11 million for him for a reason, I don't know. But they got a good receiving core over there. If they get any kind of time, and if he can hit his marks, that could get interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I have a feeling he's not hitting crap. So, Pittsburgh, New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers headed back to New York for another game.
Yep.
Donnie Mac is game 1. Does he tear his Achilles again in 3 snaps?
Back in New York, I think he's going to be skittish. I really do. I think he's going to be skittish. This is another shake-up. These 2 teams here, Aaron Glenn, new head coach over here, love his play style. He's got one of the best defenses in the league right now, with Saucy Gardner matching up against the best wide receiver. I don't care who it is on the other side. Yep. This is going to be an interesting defensive battle. It's going to come down to who makes that bigger play before the end of the first half and at the end of the game. And I think it's going to be the Jets and Breece Hall. Breece Hall is explosive. He's going to rip off a 50 or 60-yard screenplay, and the Jets are going to win this game.
You know what, Donnie Mac? I hate agreeing with you, but you know my feelings about Aaron Rodgers. And it's not good. So I agree with you on this one. I'm going to New York Jets too, buddy. We're going to New York Jets. Now we're jumping into the Buccaneers-Atlanta game. Oh, shake my whole desk here. All right. We got Atlanta. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks. And, I've already said it this year. I'm on the bake train, Donnie Mac. I am on the bake train. Baker Mayfield's going to have huge
Get you some cookies, man.
Mike Evans, man, is going to have huge numbers today. He's going for 150. Give me the Buccaneers by 10 points tonight. I feel like the Bucs just handled Atlanta this year. This was a high-scoring game, both games last year.
Yeah, so I was going to say that. I was going to say the last time they met, the last 2 games they met last year was a pretty big difference. I want to see, and what I'm excited, I like the Bucs and I picked them to win the NFC this year. I'm excited to see Michael Penix and how he progresses in this offense, how good he actually gets. He's got some good receivers. He's got the running back. Their defense is kind of dissipated over the last offseason. They haven't been able to retain it, a whole lot of players, and they didn't go huge in the draft on defenders. I like the Bucs by at least 10 in this one also, but it could get kind of a high-scoring game if that defense can't control Michael Penix.
I agree with that one. We got the game I talked about, the Raiders and the Patriots. Donnie Mac, 2 new head coaches. Who's going to win?
Is this one? This one's in New England, right?
This one's in New England, yes, sir.
This one's in New England, and that's what they've got favored for them going into New England. Home opener. Foxborough is going to be on fire. These fans are going to be jumping through the roof. There's going to be new offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. He's going to have a little bit of communication issues up front with Geno, but he is a veteran. They'll get it under control at the end of this game, and I think Las Vegas pulls it out at the end of this game on the back of Ashton Genty.
On the back of Ashton Genty. Donnie Mac, not so fast, my friend. Because guess what? It's Mike Vrabel time. Mike Vrabel's new coaching. It's going to be Mike Vrabel's defense in New England. And listen, New England's got a pretty stout defense. They're not really big names, but he's got a stout all around. And listen, he never needed big names in Tennessee, did he? He never had big names.
Derrick Henry was a
His
pretty good one.
system. Okay, get out of here. But you know,
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
okay, he had one big name. What did he do? He had one big name. You know.
He had
But you know
DeAndre
what?
Hopkins too, but nobody could throw him
That
the
was on
ball.
offense. We're talking about defense, Donnie Mac. We're talking defense here. New England wins based on defense. You know,
Did I lose you, buddy? Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Oh, I hear you. There he is. Hey,
there
welcome
we
back,
go.
Cody.
Yeah, working on, it's starting to pour down rain outside, so
Yeah,
that's okay.
that'll do it.
Yeah, it's starting to pour down. Donnie Mac, we're going into the next game. 49ers, Seattle. Another division matchup. Going to be a good game. But we just talked about it, man. I'm excited to see CMC.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see CMC. That's all I got to say. That's all I need. That's all I need. CMC
Yeah,
dominates this game if he plays.
I'm
If
with
he
you on
doesn't,
that
then
one.
I got to change my game, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play.
Well,
Seattle's offense just is not there.
he's got a good backup running back. He's got a favorable backup running back that could tote 10 or 15 totes a game and kind of switch up relieve CMC a little bit on that offense. So I'm with you on that one. I think they'll grind it out and they'll play some good defense. Sam Darnold's going to go through some growing pains in this first one, and 49ers will pull it out on the road. Well, I don't know if Marshentime's coming back, guys. See if he loads back in. Till then, I'll keep you entertained talking about some of these NFL games. 49ers definitely going to have a struggle themselves, not having CMC for the latter half of the season last year. They did get Brian Robinson Jr. to come in from Washington, so that'll share the workload with CMC. Hopefully, get back on board, get him healthy throughout the season, and keep him healthy. That's one of the biggest deals. And of course, Brandon Ayuk no longer on the field right now. He is injured. Sante Samuel or Debo Samuel they traded to Washington. So they've got a little bit of receiving issues. What they don't have an issue with is that tight end. Brock Purdy is capable enough; he can get him the football. George Kittle is just phenomenal blocking tight end, and he's really good at catching the football too. So there's no reason for me to doubt that the San Francisco 49ers won't pull this out by the end of this game unless, Sam Darnold does actually catch onto that offense quick and start hitting his receivers and they run the football with Chardonnay. That's the only way I could see them actually sustaining that, running the football. And I'm waiting on Marshentime to get back here. You back?
Trying. Come on. Right.
I don't think this is going to work, Marshentime. All right, there he is.
Oh, is it working now?
Yep, you're working now. Mic check.
Check, check. 1, 2,
1, 2, 1, 2.
3, 4. All right, let me just make sure this is up here. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, I think I got this changed over now. I think we're good now. All right. So you picked the 49ers. I was hearing your spiel still, so I liked what you were saying. How George Kittle was a good blocking tight end. I like that. I like he's a good receiving tight end. I agree 100%. George Kittle, I think, is going to make
Yeah,
a big jump up this year again. I think he's going to be back to one of those top tight ends in the
I
league.
think so too. That was my point of saying that right there, Marshentime.
Yeah.
What we got next before we run out of time, lose some connection here? We'll
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
speed
We'll
through and catch everybody
jumping
up.
over to this side now. We got to jump over to this side. We got Detroit, Green Bay, Donnie Mac. Detroit, Green Bay. It's your game of the week, Donnie Mac. Who you got?
This is a hard one for me to pick. Like I said, I'm excited to see it. I don't know which way it's going to go. Green Bay's improving. I love Jordan Love.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite up and coming quarterbacks in the league. And I like what they did by adding Michael Parsons. There's a big question there on Michael Parsons. But Detroit, there is no question on what they do and what they're going to do. They got a two-headed running back. A game that they're going to run, and they got their defense is healthy. They're going to put pressure on Jordan Love. I think Detroit goes into Green Bay and pulls out a hard-fought game to the end of this game.
Detroit, baby. Donnie Mac, I love this game. This game is going to be fun. It's
is.
in Green Bay. It's in Lambeau. But guess what? It's not cold.
No,
It's not that time of year. If this was later on in the year in like December, January, I'm picking Green Bay. But it's not. So guess what? The Lions are going to eat tonight. And they're going to eat some cheese. And it's going to be the Lions taking over and dominating this game with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameis Williamson. Listen, they're going to have huge plays. They're going to have big plays. Jameer Gibbs is not going to be stopped today against Green Bay.
Jameer Gibbs could. I hope David Montgomery has a couple touchdowns.
I mean, he's going to have a couple. He's going to keep playing.
I really do.
He's pretty good. Then you got Houston and the Rams, man. Houston going in to Matt Stafford. How healthy is Matt Stafford? How consistent is he going to be? He's got that back injury, he's had for a couple of years. Kyron Williams. And you know what? I'm going with defense here, Donnie Mac. And I love the Rams defense and the rookies, how they were last year. Braden Fisk and, Jared First. Give me the Los Angeles Rams at home, baby. The Rams at home.
Everybody looks at these two teams and they look at the quarterbacks, Matt Stafford. They look at C.J. Stroud. They look at your running backs, Kyrie Williams, Nick Chubb, Pierce. They look at your wide receivers. You got Devontae Adams, Nico Collins. But nobody's looking at the defensive side of the ball. And what you just mentioned, both of these teams are stacked on the defensive side of the ball. And both of them play defense really, really well. This is not going to be a shootout. This is going to be a defensive out. This is going to be a brick hard battle here. And I'm taking the defensive-minded head coach and DeMeco Ryans. I'm taking Houston to upset L.A. coming in here the first game of the year.
Houston. All right, I respect it, Kind of make a couple different answers, so I like it, Donnie Mac. Now we're jumping in to Minnesota versus Chicago. Donnie Mac, you got Minnesota, you got the new quarterback, you got JJ. This is technically his rookie year, honestly.
Yeah.
He didn't play at all last year. Going up against Caleb Williams, who was the number 1 overall pick last year.
Yep.
And the new head coach, and Ben Johnson. Who you got?
What's funny about that is because I took Caleb to win preseason rookie of the year last year, and you took J.J. McCarthy. This is funny that we're actually on this subject right now. And it's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to that. Ben Johnson, new head coach over in Chicago. Mm-hmm. He was very good in Detroit. This is one of the ones that Detroit lost his offensive coordinator. I like that for Chicago. They got the weapons over there, and they started building a little bit of defense. The question for me is how J.J. McCarthy is going to respond. got a little bit more experience on the Chicago side of the ball at quarterback this year, second year, J.J. McCarthy. I believe in him, but I'm taking Chicago to win this game.
Taking Chicago. Listen, these two teams had sneaky good defenses last year. Minnesota was actually one of the best defensive teams last year, and people don't realize that. And Minnesota still didn't really lose a lot of defensive members, man. They still have Justin Jefferson. They still have T.J. Hawkinson. Listen, we know Hawkinson's going to have a huge game because guess what? What do rookie quarterbacks love? That's their tight ends, Donnie Mac, and he's a good one to have. Give me Minnesota going into Chicago and taking down Caleb Williams and the Bears, man. I'm taking Minnesota.
I don't think you'll pick Chicago all year, so I'm not worried about that.
That's a good possibility. I won't. Listen, we're going Baltimore-Buffalo, the other huge game of the week. Listen, this is like AFC Championship game right here.
I'm
feeling it.
Caliper.
This could be an AFC Championship game.
This could be.
What? Our partner at work said, whoever loses this game makes it to the Super Bowl. Whoever loses this game. I tend to agree with him because you know what? If you lose this game, you see your flaws, you see your mistakes, and they can fix it.
Yep.
But you know what, Donnie Mac? Buffalo's at home. Josh Allen is going to be that guy to make huge plays, make those throws, and also make the mistake to lose them this game. Give me Baltimore, Donnie Mac, and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry to control the game through
big time.
The run.
Big time. That's what's going to happen. They're going to pound Derrick. And then when they start stacking the box, Lamar's going to roll out and flip it downfield. That's exactly how they play, and that's the way they need to play, and that's the way they will play. They will win this game tonight.
Taking Baltimore, too? See, all right. I like it, man. I like it. Donnie Mac, we only got two differences. Or no, we got three differences, right? Yeah, we got three differences.
What
so
is
we
our
got
three?
a couple games, that I'll take my early lead from you. That'll be nice to have that early lead. So I appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah. I love the enthusiasm. I love it.
I appreciate the early lead, Donnie Mac. That's all I got to say, man. Donnie Mac, is there any other kind of football you want to talk about? I know we got to talk a little fantasy football. My brain's finally lit up, so I ain't got to worry about it now.
Well, if you were going to do a daily fantasy thing like FanDuel or DraftKings like that, what are some of the positions and some of the players that you do target today?
You just reminded me to go and do one after I get off this podcast. I haven't done one yet. I haven't even looked at it.
You only got a couple minutes.
I don't even know anything, man. Yeah, I know. That's what I got to say. I got to go and jump in there, man. I ain't got to do that. Like I said, though, Chase Brown is another guy that I would really look at. I don't think he's going to be very expensive because I really like Chase Brown, man. I think he's going to be, he's going to be a screen guy a lot to take Myles Garrett out of the game. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get those screens to take Myles Garrett away from Joe Burrow. I think it's going to be a big difference. And receiver-wise, you know what? I wouldn't mind looking towards Tennessee and Calvin Ridley or Tyler Lockett.
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't
wouldn't be a
mind
bad
looking
deal.
at those two guys because you know what? They're going to be losing, so they're going to have to throw the ball.
And Cam Ward's
going to go to his guys. He's going to. Yeah, Cam
good.
Ward doesn't look bad. So I wouldn't mind looking at those guys for cheaper options. And of course, like I said, T.J. Hawkinson, man, Minnesota's favorite thing, going to be a tight end this year because rookie quarterbacks always go to that tight end.
Rookie quarterbacks. My number one start, and you're probably going to get him relatively cheap at quarterback, is going to be Tua. I think he goes for 300 yards, and he throws for a lot of touchdowns today. I really do.
Tua.
My man's going to be ready to fire.
Tua too late, man. Tua too late.
It takes Tua to win. Don't you forget that. It takes Tua to win.
Yeah.
Especially for you.
Listen, Donnie Mac, I've seen a lot of Tua lately, and I've seen a lot of interesting things on Tua.
Yeah.
Listen, if he makes it through the year, I'll be amazed. That's all I'm going to say for that, Donnie Mac. That's all I got to say. We're going to be burrowing a quarterback. That's all I got to say.
He's done it before, so it could happen again.
He's going to fail in the 2-minute drill.
Well, it takes two to tango, so don't forget that.
He's going to be chasing a win.
Yeah, it's never chasing a win. That's always you, buddy.
Listen, I don't need to chase the win. I get the win. You know, that's all I gotta say.
No, you were always chasing it. You were always chasing it.
And like I said, Donnie Mac, when I'm at the end of the year, I'm gonna be lifting trophies. I'm gonna have rings on my finger. I'm gonna be taking all this stuff, and I'm gonna be very excited, Donnie Mac.
Well, show me all your trophies and rings now. Let's see them all.
You know, I don't have any right now, but you know what? Where are your trophies and rings at, Donnie Mac?
I'm not the self-proclaimed famous one. You are.
I'm famous for losing in the championship. That's what I'm famous for.
Yeah, I'm glad you admitted that. It takes a big person.
Yeah, listen. I don't want to hear it, Donnie Mac.
Hey, to infinity and beyond.
Oh my God, get me out of here. I'm done. Sign us off, Donnie Mac. Sign us off. Get me out of here.
Okay, guys, until next week, catch us next Saturday at 7:30. We'll be back here live talking about all your latest sports updates. Until then, that's Marshentime. I'm Donnie Mac, and this was 863 Sports Plus Podcast. Peace out.
Peace.
To infinity and beyond.
Something like that.
Takes two of us, man. Two of us.
Yeah, no. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Not a chance, he said. You better go fill out your lineups, buddy.
Yeah, I probably should. That's a good idea. Let me see. Check out these cards, though. Check out this card.
Oh, God.
Ready?
Here we go.
Ready? Look at this Josh Allen patch card. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, if you like Josh Allen.
Yeah, don't worry, Donnie Mac. I got this for you, buddy. All right, I got this for you, so you better be ready to trade. All right, there you go, buddy.
What is it?
It's a 2 and numbered patch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit. That's pretty cool.
But check this one out. Ready? Look at that shit.
Who is it?
Warwick Dunn rookie.
Oh, no way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I also got a Monroe St. Brown patch card. Got another Tua patch card. I got Devon A-Chain patch card.
Hey, loading up on the Tuas, huh? Smart man.
Listen, I figured I'm giving you a Tua patch card, so I'm giving you the Tua patch card.
I can't wait to get that rookie.
There's your...
Oh, check that out. That's badass.
Actually, this is a rookie one, so I should give you this one.
Yeah, that's a rookie there.
Yeah, that's a rookie one, so I'll give you the rookie patch one. See that?
That is phenomenal.
Yeah. See, I got you, man.
You're going to make me bring you some good stuff.
I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
So, and then I got some old school Dolphins, too, which I was really excited about.
How old?
Oh, like Mark Duper, Mark Clayton.
Oh, cool.
Mercury Morris, Larry Zonka. You know, and then I got...
Got a Zonk.
I got a Mike Allscott.
The A-Train,
Look how big he looks, man.
The dude's
that's
huge. A top chrome.
I know. It was cool.
That is awesome.
It was cool. So, yeah, I was having fun, man. I was just going through bins and looking through stuff. Oh, I was having fun.
That's what they used to call him, A-Train, baby.
Yeah, dude, he's a beast, man. Look at the picture of that guy. He just looks like I ain't messing with that guy.
He's a monster, bro. He's a monster.
All right,
let me get off here, brother. Let's go fire up the tube and
go get your baked potato out of there.
Hey, shut up, dude.
Oh, later, buddy.